Okay, so hey everybody, welcome to the Crystal Tomb. If anyone's watching, we're without Stalker on camera because of technical problems, but we're going to go ahead and make it happen anyway. So when last we left off, the party had been somewhat volunteered, somewhat slightly forced into getting ready for a trip up north. Going to be headed up to the northwest of Elf territory to explore a recently discovered tunnel system and look for a lost person. May or may not be an old friend of a party member. And in the meantime, though, people have been sort of taking a day to go around different parts of Rampart, which is the city where we are now. So right now it's mid-afternoon. It's about 2:30 p.m. And I'm going to start actually by going to Alistair. So Alistair first went over to the library with Halal, but he didn't see necessarily what he was looking for there. So he walked out of the library and started heading towards the academic district. And Alistair, as you walk through that district, you see sort of what at first looks like a residential neighborhood with like apartments, shops, restaurants, and other buildings. But on inspection, you notice that a lot of them have signs like engineering or business, and that there's a younger population there who's presumably made up of a lot of students. The college seems to be mostly oriented towards like practical things. But you can also see schools of music and literature and even like a small school of magic there.
All right. I probably wouldn't go into any of the buildings per se. Just kind of walking around, looking for more of like a common area, a quad or some equivalent to that.
Okay. You walk through and eventually you see something that looks maybe like that. There are a few administrative buildings that you notice there and some other ones, but it's really just sort of more of like there's like a small courtyard in between the buildings. Most of the buildings are sort of nestled together pretty closely, even here.
Okay. And no sign of
Who you're looking for?
Latticeer. Yeah.
Nope, you don't see her.
Okay. Then I would want to move on to the Highgate district as well.
Okay, so you walk through Highgate. So in this section, it's just like a basic residential neighborhood. Although the houses are pretty nice, a lot of them are even gated, and you see a lot of guards walking around. More restaurants, more shops, the occasional inn. Actually, go ahead and make me a perception check as you walk through Highgate. Stream is offline. Trying this again. Okay. Okay. So you do also notice as you walk through that there are a couple of side alleys as well. There's some that just have like trash cans and balconies. See one that has like a big pile of crates in it. Some other things like that. And you do also see like you notice like the very upscale part of the town as well. Some rather nice houses that actually sit on a decent sized plot of property.
I like it. All right. And again, I'm mostly doing a cursory glance, so if I'm not finding what I'm looking for, I'll probably be moving back to the religious district to go back to the church.
Okay. So yeah, you. So let me see. How far west are you walking in Highgate? Are you walking like all the way up to where the wall is? Are you just sort of traveling through the early part of it and then winding back?
I'd probably walk all the way back and through Highgate because I'm also just kind of curious to see what Rampart is like.
Okay. So you sort of walk around, maybe something in a path like this.
Yeah.
Um, and as you get towards the border with the capital district, you do notice that the capital district actually has a fairly high fence all the way around it, and there are regular guard stations in the walls of the fence. Are you going to approach one of those, or are you just going to head back?
No, I'll just walk kind of along that fence and then back through this way. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay, a second. Okay, yeah, you walk back. As you get past the capital district a little bit, you do see the fence changes. It's somewhat decorative by the capital district, and as you get towards the region where the guards and actually sort of the east part of the army, some of them are garrisoned, the fence becomes sort of more industrial, if you will, more just function over form. There's still the occasional guard station there. You can look through gaps in the fence and see where some of the city guard and soldiers live. And then eventually, though, you get to where the fence ends. At the northwest of the religious district is actually the largest church in the town. It's a church to Avit. But if you were to walk through there and go back southeast, you would wind up back sort of at the southeast corner is where you guys spent the night.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. So yeah, you head back there. So now then, let me see. So yeah, you get back and it's like, you've spent a few hours walking. It's early evening. Fowlin. So if I remember correctly, you left the shop from last time and you were wanting to head down towards Gnome Town.
That is correct.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you. You were sort of in and out. Okay, so so you start walking. Gnome Town is sort of at the southeast. So you walk through the market. You see all sorts of hustle and bustle, all kinds of different people. You get to this gate right here, and I'm hearing an echo. Let me check my mic. Okay, that's fine. So you get to that gate, and as you get there, you're met by 4 guards. You see 1 or 2 people just walk through the gate, but then as you walk up to it, these 4 guards sort of step and make a little bit of a line in front of the gate, and one of them looks at you and says, "Gate fee is 8 gold."
Okay, can I do?
So if you like, you can make an insight check on the guard.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah. This guy totally just knows that you're an out-of-towner and is picking on you, basically. Even though you're big and stupid. He's got 3 of his friends and,
Okay. Geez, how to handle that? Can I just say? Can I just try to brush past and say, save it for the out of towners? Try to
sure.
deceive him that I'm not.
Let me see here. Go ahead. All right. So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to just persuade him, like, I know what you're doing. Just let me through. Don't make a scene. Are you trying to intimidate him?
More of a persuasion.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Yeah. No. They just sort of stand there, like sort of smiling at you, shaking their heads.
Okay. So now can I try to intimidate them?
Yeah. Sure. What do you want to do to intimidate them?
I don't know. Just Sorry. Um, can I just say something like, "I hope you brought"? Is it just the three of you then? Like I'm looking like smiling at them like they're gonna need more. There's
Okay.
four.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So, just with calm composure on your face, you smile and say, "Oh, is it just the four of you?" And go ahead and roll intimidation. Okay.
Much better.
So the four of them sort of look at you. They look at the axe strapped on your back. They look at each other. And then they sort of part slightly to let you through.
And I grin and squeeze between them.
Okay, as you go through, one of them gives you sort of a stiff elbow and sort of half shoves you past them.
Can I? I mean, are they still intimidated by me at all? I mean,
yeah, like they let you through because you made enough of a show that they're like, maybe we don't want to pick on this guy.
okay. Can I do the thing where I'd like lean in at them, like I'm gonna hit them and make them flinch, and then laugh at them?
Sure. Okay, so he sort of shoves you, then you sort of twitch back at him, make another intimidation.
Yeah, hold on.
And you sort of flinch back at him, and he just like looks at you and just sort of pushes you the rest of the way past him and turns around. Their backs are you now.
All right, well, I'll just keep going.
Okay. All right. So you keep heading south, down towards Gnome Town. And this south side area, you see all kinds of people here. There are gnomes, there are halflings, there are humans, people in all manner of dress. You even see the occasional Goliath as you walk through here. Just anyone who the road has brought to Rampart might wind up here. But eventually, you do make it down to Gnome Town, and the atmosphere kind of changes. You start actually seeing some signage on the buildings written in Gnomish. Much higher percentage of the population, obviously, are gnomes. And yeah, so what are you looking for once you get there? I mean, are you looking for anything in particular? Do you just want to sort of wander around and see what you see?
Yeah, I just kill time there. Waiting.
Okay. So yeah, you wander around. You see shops. You see the occasional tavern, houses, plenty of them. You see a few kids playing in the street. If any of these things interest you in particular, I can give you more details.
Can I go into the tavern?
Yeah, sure. Let me see here. Give me perception. Okay, yeah. So you see a rather bustling inn. It looks like one of the larger ones in the area. And it's sort of towards the middle of the district. It's called the Drunken Noble. And you're like, okay, this might be an interesting place to go in. And you open it up, and what you see is, again, just like I said, it's bustling inside. There's probably what I would say a good let me think about this. Like 50 by 50 foot common room in there with it's probably about half gnomes in there, half other races. And behind the bar you see this head sort of duck down in one spot and pop back up in another repeatedly. Probably a gnome behind a rather tall bar, actually.
Okay, so I want to approach the bar.
Okay. So you go up to the bar. Bartender is currently attending to other people, but you sort of look up and down, see a bunch of people at the bar. And then after about 30 seconds, a short, actually female gnome pops up in front of you and says, Oh, hello, sir. What can I do you for?
And I ask for an ale, and then I inquire if anybody's got any special herbs they're selling table.
Okay. She says, "Oh, you looking for anything in particular for the ale, or just the house, if you will?"
And I just say, darker the better.
Okay. And she's like, "For 1 gold, I think I can get you something very nice."
Say, sure.
Okay. So you slide her a gold, and she ducks back down and comes out actually with a bottle, and pours it, and it's just this very nice-headed brown ale. You take a sip of it, and you taste like allspice, nutmeg mixed with that nice. It's just a very nice brown ale. Basically, is what you get. I'm not perfect at describing beers, apparently. But and then she just says, "Herbs, sir, you say? Did you mean anything in particular?"
Say, I had a friend once, I start talking to her in Gnomish.
Okay.
I had a friend once like you similar to, lady gnome like yourself, and she used to make me a particular concoction out of purple flowers with white spots. What I speak.
And she sort of looks up, says, "Purple flowers with white spots. Well, I don't know anything about that, but And then she sort of takes a small slip of paper. It looks like part of a ledger that she has, and writes on it real quick and slips you a piece of paper. It has a name on it, actually. It says this. And she points at a table, sort of back towards the corner, not all the way in the corner, but mostly, and says, "Sir, I don't know anything about what you're talking about, but if anyone here would, it'd probably be him." And you see another sort of a guy. He's short, even for a gnome, with jet black hair, sitting by the wall.
Can I do a perception check and see what else I notice about him, or how does that work?
About the guy? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just to observe physical characteristics. Would be
Right.
Okay.
I just want to see what he's up to, what he looks like.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He's just sort of sitting there, almost sleepily. Looks like he may sort of just hang out at this spot. He's not particularly handsome or ugly, but you can tell that even with his relaxed air, he's keeping an eye on the motion through the inn.
Okay, so I guess I go over and strike up a conversation.
Okay. So you walk over to the table, and he sort of looks up at you as you tower over him.
And I say, Raven, mind if I take a seat?
He just sort of extends his arm, pointing at the empty seat across from him.
I take it and I lean back, surveying the room, not really making eye contact with him, and say, I hear you might be the man to see about purple flowers with white spots.
He looks at you. Think you may be looking for a florist there, sir.
I say, these are normal flowers. They can be turned into quite a wonderful concoction.
He sort of nods a bit and says, "Ah, I see. You're looking to see the world differently, are you?"
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I see. Well, I may know about what you're talking about. Not many people around here would. And he sort of leans back. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay.
I'll let you finish.
He sort of leans back and thinks for a minute, and he says, "So, how serious are you about this?"
And I say, I say, well, I'm definitely interested if you can provide. And I kind of tap my coin purse or whatever I'm carrying.
Okay. And he says, "Well, sir, do you understand? Just before we talk numbers," and he sort of smiles at you. Do you know how rare what you're asking about actually is? Again, we're probably two of a handful of people in the city who even know what you're talking about.
And I say, rare. I've seen them in the forest. Had them many times. They're not. They don't grow close to here.
True enough. Well, let me see here. Let me see. I do have some on hand. I can give you an ounce prepared for 100 gold, or the unprepared equivalent active amount for half that.
And and I just look at him and I say, unprepared, 10 gold.
He leans back and immediately zones out. Go look in the forest, he says.
And I get up and walk towards the door.
Okay, he doesn't say anything. All right. Yeah, let me see. So to make it down there, that's a few miles. It's probably going 5 o'clock at this point. Anything else you want to do before you just sort of head back?
Not really. I mean, I just kind of wander back slowly.
Okay. All right. So you also make your way back to the church. All right. Next. I need to figure out who's next. All right. So next we go to Colleen. So Colleen, you've been sort of exploring the market with Dweelig. Anything else in particular you want to look for there? Anything you want to chat with him about?
That was weird. It like dropped out for a second.
Oh, do I need to repeat what I said?
No, it's fine. I'm not looking for anything particular. Just passing the day.
Okay. So yeah, you go around. You actually manage to even find a restaurant that's giving out a bunch of free samples to advertise a new menu. So you wind up, not even having to pay in order to get a reasonable bite to eat. And for a substantial meal, you would have to actually go somewhere.
Yeah.
Although you think there may be back at the church. I will ask you though, as you're sort of walking away from there, please give me a perception check. Okay. So yeah, you spend the day. So anything else before you sort of head back as well?
Nope, I'm fine.
Okay. While you're on your way back, you sort of put your hand in your pocket and you realize that a few coins that you'd left in there are gone. Subtract 8 gold.
Okay.
You may have been the victim of a pickpocket who, unfortunately, neither you nor even Dweelig with his high perception managed to notice. Okay. So speaking of pickpockets, we are next going to go to Kane.
It
So
wasn't me, I swear.
So Kane,
What's up?
what are you doing?
Looking for anyone that seems like they might be like in a hurry getting somewhere or something. He seems really preoccupied with something, and so they're not fully paying attention to their surroundings.
Okay, yeah, you sort of wander through. Okay, I'm gonna do this kind of interesting for this one. First,
Alright.
and this is a slightly non-standard use of this, but make a survival check. You can view this as sort of like a streetwise thing.
Oh.
Okay. All right, and now let me see here. Make me a perception check.
I do not have anything in survival, like at all. I didn't think I'd have to use it.
Okay. So you walk through and you don't see any targets as juicy as the one that you managed to pick off of earlier. You could try to go after someone if you wanted. But everyone else here seems to know that theft is a thing and to have taken at least like mild precautions against such an eventuality. Although
Alright.
you do notice one other thing.
Ooh.
As you're walking along the street,
Mhm.
you notice sort of a glint, like an odd glint of the sun off the road. And you look down and you notice that one of the stones on the road is like oddly completely clear.
I'd take a closer look at the stone.
Okay.
Since I'm standing up.
You
And,
you see a clear stone.
Alright, so is there anything on the other side of the stone? Or do you see like the ground?
No, I mean it's small. I'm trying to get a good parallel to the side.
Oh, is it like a piece of the road, or is it like just a random
it
stone?
is smaller than this iPod. Okay, it's like maybe half that size.
Alright, I pick it up and take it.
Okay. Are you carrying it with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you pick it up, you actually sort of lols. You pick it up faster than you thought you did. The thing is like almost completely weightless for some reason, which surprises you. And you slip it into your pocket though.
Okay.
Doing anything else?
I think I'll just head back to the church, and on the way there, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of pickpocketing.
Okay.
To just whoever looks like they might have some money on them.
Okay. Let me think about this real quick. Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, sorry. Oh my god.
Okay. So yeah, you see someone who's sort of bustling. Yeah, you're right there, Lap. You see someone who's sort of bustling down the road, looks to be in a hurry. You're like, oh, this might be a good target, and you slip your hand in, and you actually come away with a pouch, and you start to slip away. But then, as you're doing that, you are tackled to the ground.
Oh jeez.
And
I'm tackled.
And actually, what's your AC? That's not gonna hit anyway.
That's not hitting me.
Okay. So you feel. So this guy has tackled you though, and he's like punching you, but he's sort of just hitting against your chest, like the armor is completely absorbing it. But this guy, looks down at you and says, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" And then he calls, "Guard!"
Is he a big guy?
Yeah, he looks pretty, you thought he looked like he was in a hurry and not too aware, but now you look at him, this guy's an athlete. This guy's built. And he calls for the guards, and you hear the sound of some people scurrying over.
You said we were in the market district?
Yeah.
There aren't like walls between districts, are there?
So see on the top left where it says inner wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
I mean,
entire
like,
area
like
is
market
walled.
and religious districts.
No, there's no walls.
There's no walls. Yeah, no, he's definitely knocked out. But I'm just gonna meet him real quick. Let me think. Do I know which direction to go to get back to the church? Like in general?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna try and push this guy off me and then bolt in the not
Okay.
like directly towards the church, but like just in that
Sure.
general direction.
Okay. Give me athletics, or actually, or acrobatics. You could try to slip away.
Acrobatics, thank you. Nah, my God. Oh, I have a -1 for athletics. so
Okay,
I'm
yeah, no, this guy has got a hold of you, and eventually 3 guards come over, and sort of start to put their hands on each of you, and they can sort of see that, get some idea what's been going on, so they secure you pretty well, and they're like, "What are you about?"
as hold on, can I try like as they're pulling us apart? Can I like try to like slip the pouch back in the guy's pocket because he's like right on top of me?
Yeah, sure.
All right, is that sleight of hand?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you think you manage it. Although, actually, wait a minute. There are 3 guards. Okay. So yeah, you slip it back in. The guards sort of pull you apart. One of them is sort of holding the other guy, and 2 of them are holding you pretty securely. And then actually a 4th guy comes over who's dressed a little bit differently, and he's like, "What's going on over here?" And the man who you tried to steal from is like, "This guy tried to steal my coin pouch." And he sort of looks at you and says, "Well."
I don't know what this guy's talking about. I was just minding my own business and he tackled me. Obviously crazy.
And the guy's like, "He took it out of my pocket." And
The only money I have is my own money. He's lying to try and get away with just assault.
And the guy in front of you sort of nods and is like, "Sir, we're gonna have to search you."
How would you know which mine and which like?
"We'll figure it out. We're gonna have to search you." Okay.
I let them search me.
Okay, yeah. So they do. And they do notice actually that you were carrying multiple coin pouches. And then they look at the guy and they say, "Sir, any distinguishing characteristics about your pouch?" And he's like, "No, it's just a basic coin pouch. I had some 30 gold in it."
Why don't you check his pockets? Is he even missing a pouch?
And at this point, the guy's like, I'll do it. And he reaches in. He's like, "He must have slipped it back in my pocket," he says.
Oh, that's really convenient. Yeah, no, I stole money out of your pocket and then put it back in your pocket.
All right. And the lead guard looks at you and says, "Sir, do you know what the penalty is for being caught stealing here?"
I wasn't stealing.
"Do you know what the penalty is, saying that you were?"
Not.
All right. Well, it would be either. Now I'm making this up. Let me see. It'd either be 2 weeks in the hold, twice what you stole, or lump sum 100 gold.
What about the penalty for assault?
Looks at him. "Sir, I've seen this guy in the market before. I've never known him to assault anyone. I believe his story. That being said, I think you've managed some mischief, so I'll tell you what. It'll be a little bit hard for me to prove exactly what you did. So he looks at you. Slight donation for the public good, and we might forget this happened.
A slight donate. I was just traveling through the city. Just
Give
'cause
me
I'm
a
blue.
deception check.
Just because I am traveling through the city. What?
Oh. Yeah, but you're clearly trying to mislead him.
Okay. Just because I'm blue.
No,
Y'all
it's
are
not because you're
racist.
blue.
Y'all are racist. Boom.
He looks at you. Look, give me 20 gold and I forget this happened.
$20 gold because I bumped into someone and they thought I took their money.
If you like, sir, we can take this to the garrisons and interrogate you over it.
How far am I from the church? Do I know?
You're pretty close. You're probably like here. Like you're only half a mile at most.
Hmm. Which way would the garrison take me?
It'd take you past
Oh, it takes me right. It takes me past the church.
Yeah, it takes you past the church.
I say fine.
Fine what?
I'm innocent, and I know I'm innocent. Y'all just trying to extort me because I'm not from here.
Have it your way, he says. And you know, he looks at the guy who's like restraining the other man and says, "Come, bring a few more. Let's make sure this guy doesn't give us the slip." So they all hold you securely. They bring 2 more guards who come in and cuff your arms behind your back, and lead you out of the market district through the
Really,
religious
do you need so many guys just to restrain someone like me, like someone my size? Clearly.
Most of them just sort of grunt, and one of them says, "We get bored sometimes."
Oh, so what? My appearance is entertainment for you?
They ignore you. And okay, interesting. Let me see. I'll leave this up to chance. As a matter of fact, so Fowlin. This is interesting. All right. So you're walking back from Gnome Town. You know, you go through the North Gate this time. Or do you? Maybe you actually go back through the South Gate and sort of grin at your friends. Either way, you walk through the Market District and head back towards the church. And you see 4 guards. 2 of them with an arm firmly holding cane. You also see him manacled. And they are leading him west. They're fairly close to the border between the market and the religious district right now.
Perfect. I have. I hold on real quick. What was that elf lady's name? Was it Tirsa? Tyria?
Oh, the one that you met at the church?
Tyria
Yeah.
Kaidel.
Yeah, Tyria.
Tyria. Okay. So I walk up and I say, "What's going on here, boy? Do you have the donations? Tyria's waiting." Implying that he was out collecting donations.
Yeah.
Reasoning for so many persons.
I
I asked the guard, "Is like, what's the matter here?"
Pickpocketer, they say.
And I said,
Pickpocketer.
"So hold on. How old is Kane?"
Oh, I'm like, Kane is.
Aren't you like 17?
Yeah, I am 17.
Yeah, he's young.
I say, gentlemen, there must be some mistake. He's a ward of the church, and he's collecting donations. I'm not sure the return.
They look at you, and they sort of look at each other. The one guy who's dressed differently kind of shrugs. He's like, "What else is going on today?" They look back at you, And one of the ones who has his arms wrapped around Kane says, "Which church?"
Now you're just playing on my memory, which is kind of great.
I mean, do you want to say the one that you were at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
you would tell him the Church of Evolve then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the name drop had no effect. Like
I just
his
thought
name
maybe
drop?
since she was from the city.
Well, she's not actually from the city, is the thing.
Oh,
Okay.
whatever.
But yeah. So they sort of look at you and are like, "Okay, fine, field trip." And they look at Kane. Is he telling the truth?
Tell him the truth
He's
about the church.
asking.
He's asking
Oh.
you if Fallon is telling the truth about you collecting donations for the church.
Yes, I have most certainly been donated some coin while I've been here, and I wanted to help during my time in the city.
Okay. Well, let's take a trip to the church then. So they walk you back to the church. And when they get there, the leader knocks at the door, and one of the junior priests enters or opens the door.
Do I recognize this junior priest as the one that saw me donate coin the other night?
No.
Dang it.
No, this is actually the one who got you from your room.
Do I know that junior priest's name?
But he's seen him before. There's
sure.
recognition.
The priest's name is just a second.
So when can I just tell him to bring is the lady still there? Or did she go back there, I assume? Waiting for all us to return?
You don't know where she is. She might be inside, she might be out somewhere.
So I just asked the priest because I assume I went as well, right? So I say, hey, is Lady Tyria?
By the way, Kane, if you wanted to say anything, his name is Tomas.
Okay, I'll let him answer. Fallon asked the question. First question.
He says, "I'm not sure, but I'll run and check." And he runs in, and then comes back out. Let me see. So the time would be getting late. And actually, you don't see him come back. You see Tyria come up to the door, and she looks at the guards. She looks at you two, and she says, "What's this all about?"
Can I break in first?
Yeah.
Say, Tyria, sorry, poor Kane here was interrupted. Mission of collecting donations. Gentlemen wanted to hear it from you.
She looks at you, sort of.
Can I wink a little?
Yeah.
The guards can't see?
Yeah, sure. She
Okay,
sort of looks
I
at
totally do that.
you.
I just kind of
And
do like a kind of like small.
and she says, "Brother Kane, how did the collection go?"
It was going well until this man bumped into me and then accused me of stealing, so he decided to tackle me.
Completely unprovoked.
Completely unprovoked.
You don't say.
Completely unprovoked.
And I look at the guards and I say, he really is a gentle lad.
And so Tyria, just a second. I've got to think through what Tyria is going to do here.
I am a terrible liar in real life. Can't keep a straight face.
Tyria looks at the guards and says, "Sirs, as my name is Tyria Kaido, these two speak," and then she pauses for a bit. "Truth. I'll take care of them." And they sort of look at each other, sort of recognizing the name, and they sort of grunt and uncuff you and let you go.
As soon as they're out of sight, can I slap Kane on the back of the head?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the second
are you
time
attempting to damage him or just to slap him on the head?
No, just as a reprimand, no damage.
Okay.
Second time today, man. First
Alright.
laugh.
So you slap Kane on the head, and then Tyria sort of looks at the two of you and says, "Can we come inside and talk?"
So I just say, I'd love to.
I say sure.
Excellent. Okay, and the three of you go inside together. And at this point, we are going to skip over again to Halil. So you still there, Stalker?
Yeah.
All right. Gosh, yeah, it looks like the music isn't helping, so I'm just going to turn it back on. All right, so Halil, you talk with Fiona in the library for a while, and then she asks you if you'd like to run out and grab a bite of lunch for treat.
That sounds good. I'm quite hungry. I had a big breakfast, but all this talk makes me hungry.
And she sort of looks at you and laughs, and she's like, "Yeah, I haven't had a bite all day myself. Sometimes I just get carried away." And so you go and you just find sort of quaint, even if you will, little place on the street. She tells you of her appointment as the head of the library, which she had only just gotten at the point that you left. She talks to you about the initiative that she started to create backups of all of the books in the library and keep them in the basement. You know, especially she's like noting, I don't know who decided to make a library out of wood. Do you want the entire place to burn down? And also talks about like a partnership that she's had with the academy, basically helping the students out there in exchange for certain resources and help from the professors there. And then after sort of telling you about some of those things, she's going to look at you and say, "Oh, but I've been talking about myself the entire time. How have you been, Halil? What have you been up to? What are you planning?"
Well, there's not much to say about me. Right. A lot of spending time by myself, thinking about things, meditating, appreciating the life
I see.
as it is.
Where has your journey taken you since you left here? What was it? A year, almost 2 years ago?
Damn good question.
Need a reminder?
Yes, I do.
You should take.
Well, the main place that you went was the monastery.
Yeah, but I don't. That was somewhere in the south of Gnome Country. Well, the
Yeah,
mountains.
it's in the south of Dwarf territory. Actually, it's in
Dwarf,
the
that was it.
south of the mountains. It's not
Wherever
near
that
any
was.
particular.
He has
It's
risen.
not near any particular city. It's just sort of in the mountains, like south of Jerdine.
Right. Say there, where there was, well, the architecture, the paintings, the sculptures. It's a beautiful place.
Oh, really? She says, and she sort of looks wistfully. I'd love to check that out if I could have some time to get away. Do you think you'll have any time to spare in the near future?
The near future, not so keen on, but
Oh, is
as
something
soon
going
as
on?
well, it's. Well, I received some troubling news recently, and that's, well, it's on my mind, and well, I'm just I'm a bit worried.
Okay. And she sort of looks at you with and like some understanding crosses her face, and she sort of just lets the subject drop. And then she says, "Well, suppose there was one other thing I was kind of curious to talk to you about." And her face sort of brightens up a bit more. She says, "You know, I still remember all those days that we spent just plunging the depths of what the library had to offer. I've come across some rather unusual things recently." And she actually holds up, she actually took it with her, the book that she showed you about the history of the Javit before.
Oh,
And she's
I
like,
love that book.
yeah, that's right. It's so awesome, isn't it? She's like, there's this, but then
Nice book.
I also found this in the basement, actually. And she pulls out a smaller book. It's just like a tattered leather book that almost looks like a journal. And she hands it to you and says, "See what you make of this."
All right. What is it?
Okay, so you take it, and you actually have to unclasp it, or there's like a, one of those little leather belts on it.
Yeah.
But you open it up, and you open it just to a random page, and it's completely blank. So you jump to the beginning, and that's blank too. And you look through the entire thing, and there is no text on any of the pages.
Well, this is certainly an interesting.
And she looks and it's
That's-
like, yeah, it might be nothing, but I thought it was strange that they would have a completely blank book at a library, I mean, it was in the basement. It wasn't like it wasn't in the part of the building where somebody would just wander in and leave it on accident.
Well, perhaps someone bought a notebook and never got started.
Maybe. Oh, you're probably right. I just still couldn't help thinking that there was something more going on. I don't know.
Perhaps, maybe.
I don't know. She looks at you. Any interest in it? It just seemed curious to me for some reason.
Well, take it with me. Maybe perhaps find someone who might know more about it than I do.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Oh, but maybe you didn't notice. Can I see it again real quick?
Sure.
And you sort of hand it back to her, and she opens it up all the way to the back inside cover. And there you actually see it looks like it's pressed into the leather. Several sort of a perplexing pattern as you look at it. It's sort of parts of it sort of look like organs almost, like something kind of looks like a heart. Something might be like a rib cage. But then you also see things that remind you of like stars or the moon or comets or something like that. And then, you sort of get curious and you look back at the front again and you notice that it's much more faint. You actually overlooked it the first time, but it's got a similar sort of pattern, very lightly impressed on the front side as well. So, and then Fiona laughs. Maybe I should have pointed that out at the beginning. Perhaps that indicates the reason for my curiosity.
Maybe it's odd. It's quite detailed as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking, some people travel through, but you wonder a lot more than I do. And she sort of tosses her head. Maybe you'll run into somebody who knows something.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Okay. So the two of you sort of finish up your lunch. You walk her back to the library. She's like, well, I think I should probably get back to work, but it was great seeing you, and she gives you a hug.
It's great to see you too. Maybe I can stop by again sometime soon, hopefully.
I would like that, she says. And then she turns around and walks back in. All right. Anything else before you sort of head back?
I'll probably just head back to church or something.
Okay.
Get around.
All right, yeah. So you head back as well. And now I was going to go to Laugh, but he's not here. So we're gonna jump back to Kane and Fowlin. All right. So the two of you walk in with Tyrion, and you actually walk past the room that you were in before. And you notice there's actually another small side room to this church. It looks like this church is like just made for hosting people, apparently.
I'm just kind of looking around, not like this. The seriousness of the situation seems to be not appreciating it. Just kind of like,
Yeah. Nobody seems to take particular notice of you. But then you go into the side room, and you actually see there Antiniel, the old elf lady who's Fowlin's best friend. And the two of you walk in with Tyria, and she sort of quietly closes the door.
I whisper to Fowlin, "Who's that?"
Sweetest old lady you have.
Wait, what'd you say?
I heard old lady.
Sorry, I don't know. Maybe I need to get a new headset. The sweetest old lady you've ever met.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It might be if your
Cool.
mic has like a setting for how much volume you need before it activates, like a threshold. It might be that. Okay. But anyways, so yeah, so Tyria sort of, her eyes settle on Kane, and she says, "So, how much did you take?"
I didn't take anything.
I don't believe
That
you."
man still has all of the gold that he left his house with.
She looks at you. Okay, so you clearly want her to think that you actually didn't take anything, right?
Yes.
Okay. Roll deception, sir.
All right.
At disadvantage.
Nah. But my rolls have been terrible today.
Sucks to suck.
That is true. You said, what was it now? Deception?
Yeah, deception.
Ah.
Yeah. She
Doesn't buy it.
she looks at you and says,
Is it maybe because I start chuckling when he
yeah. Fallon sort of harumphs to himself as you start saying that. And she's like, "I don't know you that well, but I know you better than that. How much did you..." She thinks again for a moment. "Temporarily take from whoever it was."
No idea.
She looks at you hard again.
I mean, I really don't know how much.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I never had
And she says,
Can I say well count it up?
"Well, I mean, he actually doesn't know because he took the pouch and he never had time to count."
Right, I know. I'm indicating that he ought to.
But Fallon doesn't know that.
Oh, okay.
He could still say
Okay,
count it
so
up.
Fallon says count it up. We're getting to you next, Johan, I promise.
I was like, I didn't take any of his money. I don't have his money.
She looks
I
at you
only
again.
have what I left with today.
She looks at you
Oh,
again.
wait, that's a lie.
Do you have anybody else's money?
I have my money.
Make
Right.
another deception check, sir. This one not at disadvantage.
Did I? Oh wait, yeah, I did steal money last
you
week,
did.
didn't I? I forgot about that. Whoopsie. Hey, does that do it?
Well, this was her roll for insight.
Why Tiebreakers?
Well, no, she has a modifier too. Is the unfortunate thing for you.
Oh.
So
Is it more than 2?
It is in fact more than 2. So she
Dang
looks
it.
at you and she says, "Look, I'll tell you what, Kane. You're doing me a favor. Make a bit of a donation to the church and I might remain favorably disposed towards you."
But should I try and say I already made a donation? No, I'm not gonna do that. I say okay.
Okay, she says, "Let's take a walk." And
All
she
right.
opens the door and gestures for you to go out.
Oh yeah, go out.
Okay.
Go out.
And she walks you up to the offering box at the front of the church. She actually gestures to you, Fallon, to stay in the room as she leaves.
But I was trying to get out, right?
She's not forcing you to stay, but she sort of holds up a hand as she opens the door and sort of gestures towards Antiniel. And just suggesting that you stay. But
Oh wait, can I say what? Okay, can you remind me what the terrible cult was?
Alkadir, who is
I'll
the
remember
god
that.
of domination.
Cool, thanks.
Yep. So Kane, she walks you to the front of the church where the offering box is and sort of looks expectantly at you.
Oh yeah, my turn. Okay, so I take out like 5 gold. Take out like 5 gold,
Okay.
and then I put like 2 in, like really like fast to make it seem like I put all the money in, and try and put the 3 of it back.
Okay. Give me whatever it's called, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Don't fail me now. Woo! Eat that, old lady.
Okay. So, she's not old.
I thought you said she was old.
I mean,
The other one.
she's way older than you. No, the other one's old. This one
Oh,
is...
I thought the old one went with me.
No, the young one
Oh.
was with you. Yeah.
Well, take that,
Tyria is like...
bossy lady.
Okay, so Tyria is like significantly older than you, but she's not old for an elf. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
then I say take that, bossy lady. Not out loud though.
okay,
in my head.
yeah. So she sees you slip that in, and you sort of notice her eyes as she does that, and you can tell that, like, she sort of blinks a couple times, which sort of gives you the idea that she sort of thinks you were doing something, but she can't quite tell what you did. Okay?
Good enough for me.
And she looks at you, and you know what? Give me one last deception check.
Oh, God. You just don't want me to succeed, Casey. You want me to fail. Oh my God!
All right, and let me see.
I didn't say anything. I just did the sleight of hand.
Yeah, but she's observed you lying repeatedly.
Oh gosh.
So
just because I lie a couple times, I'm gonna always lie.
So she's going to look at you, and she says, "You, sir, are a scoundrel.
What's a scoundrel?
Hold on to it. It might serve you well later, but try to do a better job of it next time." And she sort of gives you a hard smack on the back and walks away.
Why does everyone keep hitting me?
I mean, like,
Just so punchable.
jovial. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So deduct 2 gold.
My character like mumbles under his breath. What is a scoundrel?
So go ahead and deduct 2 gold.
All right.
Johan.
Yes.
All right. Where do you?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
I put you when I put you last on the individual part tonight. I didn't realize what that meant. All right. So last time you first went to the shop with the others, and then you said you wanted to go find a place to ship some money back to your wife. So I will give you 2 options. You can either just sort of wander around the market district, keeping an eye out for such a place, or you could go around like asking people questions, or trying to reason out where it is.
I'll go asking people questions.
Okay.
That seems more my style.
Okay, make an investigation check. Okay. So let me see here.
There's intelligence controls.
All right, yeah. So you wander around for a bit. You go up, like you ask a couple people on the street, and they kind of tell you to buzz off or just ignore you entirely. But finally, you're like, oh, maybe I'll ask like actually one of the shopkeepers. You go up, you ask him, and yeah, he points you in the right direction. You sort of head south, actually, towards this gate here. And you find basically a post office. And you walk up, and there is this, like, maybe 45-year-old woman who might be asleep. You can't tell. Standing inside this building behind a desk. And as you sort of walk close, she doesn't raise her head at all. Sir, what can I help you with?
I need to be. I need to send something back home.
Where's home?
In Onset.
Onset. She thinks for a moment. You have two options. The rates are right here. You can either have 10-day shipping, or we'll wait until we get a big enough shipment and it'll get sent then, whenever that is. Probably not more than 6 weeks. And you look at the sign. Give me a raw intelligence check. See if you can do
sake.
math. That's actually enough. I made it low. So you work
0.
out.
That's great.
I was basically just giving him a chance to fail. It was a DC 5 check. So you made it.
That's actually a hard check for me.
Yeah. I mean,
Clearly.
so you look at it, you do a little bit of mental math, and you basically get the idea that you can have it shipped now, but you'll lose like half the money if you do it that way. Or if you're willing to wait for, if you're willing to have it take like maybe 2 months to get there, it'll only be like a 4 gold fee.
I'll go with the bulk shipping, or whatever the hell it is.
Yep. Yeah, that's basically what it is. She's like, all right, sir, take a box from over there, put whatever you want in the box. It has to weigh less than this, and she sort of points towards a metal block that's on a scale. And we'll get it shipped right away, well, as soon as we can for you. So, you...
Thank you.
You pack up the money, hand it to her. She, like, stamps, takes 4 gold, and... All right, we'll get that right away for you. You do remember, of course, to address it to your wife. And yeah, all done there.
Yes. Thank you, and I'm just walking the fuck away from that hellish place.
May or may not be modeled heavily on my local post office.
That sounds so similar to mine that I actually felt like I felt like I was back there. The last time I was at my local post office, I was sending a tractor a care package of Finnish candy.
Yeah.
And the people were fucking pissed at me. Mostly because I might have made them work like 5 minutes of overtime.
Oh, terrible.
Because I was really slow at figuring out where the hell I'm actually sending it to.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So you walk out of the hellish hellhole.
Yes.
Going anywhere else in particular?
Not really. I'm just going to wander around, talk to people. Maybe visit a bar or something.
Okay.
See how the locals are.
So, are you looking for any particular kind of bar or just like a bar?
Well, I mean, being a being a
You want an army bar?
you know
Is that where we're going?
what army bar? Yes.
All right.
I wasn't going to go for that, but yes, now that you mention it.
Okay. So you let me see here. Give me a perception.
Hey, something I'm almost good at.
Okay. Yeah. So
Hey.
you sort of take a meandering path back towards the religious district. And as you sort of start to get close to the western border, incidentally closer to where the garrisons are, you do notice a place that kind of looks promising. It's called the Spear and Tankard. And as you walk up to the door, this man with sort of a scraggly beard is sort of sitting outside and looks up at you and says, "Hey, you one of them paladin types?"
It depends on who's asking.
Huh, holy man, want to buy me a drink?
Not really.
Fuck
I'd like
you.
I'd like you to respect the senior officer and get the fuck out of my sight. I'm going to be flashing my insignia just cause. I mean, just because I can.
He does this.
Yes. I'm going to be saluting him. Yes. Just as good, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You walk into the bar. You see some off-duty guards, some off-duty soldiers sitting around the bar. There are a few at a side table playing cards. There's another table where they're just talking. There are a couple of open tables as well. Looks like everybody's just shooting shit in here.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean,
pretty much all humans and like 90% men.
well, I mean, I'll go up to the bar and then head to the table where they're playing cards.
Okay. So yeah, you.
Stalker, look at it.
Oh
Look at
snap! Stalker's in.
Look at him.
Oh my god! Stalker made it into the game!
Is that Stalker? What?
No. I must be dreaming.
Yeah, you're still asleep. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like, he couldn't be here.
It's like the Rocky theme song. Just
But
Yeah.
Hell yeah! All right. I just gave you. You should have control of your character sheet again. So, I just gave you that back. Yeah. So, did you want to buy a drink?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They just have standard stuff here, like 5 silver.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you grab a drink and sit down with the guys, and one of them looks at you and says, "Hey, I was just about to jump out. Want to take my spot in the game?"
Sure. Yeah. I'll play a couple of hands.
Okay. You sit down. They're just playing like a poker variant for small stakes. Basically, you notice that it's mostly coppers that are sitting around the table. Most of them have a pile of probably like 40, 50 copper sitting in front of them. Or actually, no, I take that back. Let me think about this. How much money would this be?
Yeah.
No. 40, 50 silver, I'm sorry, is sort of the
Okay.
size of like the piles in front of them. So, I mean, that's like 4 or 5 gold total.
Yeah.
So, one of them sort of looks at you, and, the man in front of you sort of gathers up his money. Guy looks at you and says, "Minimum bid's 5 copper."
Okay. I'm just going to be. I'm going to place 10 gold on the table
Okay.
and take my seat.
All right. So here's what we'll do. I'm gonna sort of shortcut this a little bit, but you may roll. Let me see. I want to actually look at a character sheet to make sure I'm picking out all the rolls that could be. Okay. You can roll either insight or deception.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me a roll, and I'll do the same for the others. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the game starts really well for you. You sit down, and about 3 or 4 hands in, you get one of those perfect hands where it's like, this guy's got a good hand, but you've got an even better one. You know that you've got a good one. You rack it up a bit, and yeah, you've doubled your money in the first 10 minutes of playing with these guys. And one of them looks at you and says, "Huh, not bad. Another one?"
I'm sure my troop is looking for me, but as a gesture of good faith, let me buy you guys around and before I leave.
Hey, and they all sort of cheer to you and slap you on the back and say, "Yeah, you're an all right guy."
I'll buy a round for everyone.
Okay.
Oh well, all of them playing with me.
Okay.
But
So deduct 1 gold, 5 silver, but you gain. So you net 8 gold, 5 silver off of this,
I gain 5 silver. Okay.
and 8 gold.
And 8 gold.
And 8
Okay.
gold.
Okay.
And they all share drinks and toast you and get increasingly drunk together, or at least they're getting increasingly drunk. Are you looking for anything else in particular out of them, or are you just going to sort of enjoy the early evening with them before you head back?
No, I'm just enjoying the early evening with them.
Okay.
I haven't had a day off in a while. So
Yeah, and as you walk out of the bar, finally it's starting to get a little bit late. You're like, oh, I should probably get back. There might be some planning that needs to go on. But you're smiling to yourself. You're enjoying, just, spending another night with the guys after being on the road and, wandering through sewers and under cities and crap like that. Yeah, and eventually you two wind back up at the church. And Fowlin, I almost skipped over you, but I'm not going to. When Kane and Tyria left the room, did you stay or did you leave? Did you answer? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Yeah, testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You
Your voice tends to drop off pretty
Yeah.
harshly.
Okay, I think I'll get a new microphone. But anyways, I said, yeah, I stayed only to be
You stayed only to be...
nice to Tyria.
Okay. Yeah, so Tyria and Kane walk out, and then Antinio looks at you.
I did it reluctantly, though.
Right. And she sort of reads your body language and sighs a bit as well, and says, "Look, I just wanted to say to you, I expected earlier today to go the way it did, frankly. But for what it's worth, I didn't want it to. And all that I do want to say is that ring that you have, not many people know what it is. It's not going to hurt you to keep it on, but if you go to a place where you suspect people might be in the know, you might do well to hide it. It does mark you." "I, for one," she adds, "bear no grudge against you for having it. although some here might.
Say, I was just looking for Elkadar following singles in my area. That's all.
She sort of leans back her head and laughs. And you sort of think to yourself, not being the most favorably disposed, that her laugh kind of sounds like a cackle. But then she sort of sighs and shakes her head and says, "That's all I wanted to say. I hope that if we meet again, it shall be on better terms. You may go if you like."
And so all I say is, the ring is all I have. It bears no meaning to me.
She looks at you. "It is all you have, and yet it bears no meaning to you. Then why do you continue to wear it? You need not answer that question. It's fine, dear."
I say, we all have our riddles, and I exit the room.
Okay. So the church has dinner for you, and you're all informed of this. And finally, at last, you are all gathered back into one place together. And as you are, Tyria walks in. You see Hano come back from wherever he went. You see Anya and what's her name? I'm forgetting her companion, whatever I named her. Well, not companion in that sense, but you know what I mean. Her friend.
Salazar lady.
Yeah.
Bro.
S lady.
Sagira, that's her name.
That one.
So you see Anya and Sagira walk back in together. And then actually, Sagira, they sort of bid farewell to each other at the door, and Anya walks in. You see Corin come back with this big grin plastered on his face, like he's been, a little kid eating candy this entire time. And then, you see Tyria come in as well. And Tyria says, some last minute planning, if you will. I thought it might be well for me to show you where exactly it is that I think you ought to go, and perhaps give you some time to plan your route. So she unfolds a map of an Angrun. And allow me to actually mark the spot. And she points to a spot right here, very northwest corner of the wood. Can everyone see the mark?
Yep.
All right. And in case anyone doesn't know, what she would explain to you, or what other people would sort of indicate, is that the most direct route up to that spot would actually go through neutral territory. There is a fee for crossing through there. Well, no, excuse me. There is a 10 gold fee for crossing into that territory, exactly like that, which is something that basically it helps fund the administration of the central government. And although not all of the border is watched, it is patrolled, and you would be charged 50 if you were found going through there without a pass. The very slightly less direct route would actually be between the orange and the green lines. Would be to just sort of skirt the border and go through the woods. That would actually take you, there's a road that goes partway through there. It actually is the road that goes past Respite, the town that Alistair and Halale went to and found a bunch of zombies at. And then it just sort of goes into the woods, and there are just like game trails and informal paths, like nothing super well maintained. But that would be the direct route, and it would probably be the fastest route other than the one through the neutral territory. And then finally, probably the normal way to go, the indirect route, would be to sort of cut over here and then go up to Pertinos and then head out this way. But the trick about that is it's obviously indirect. Plus, Tyria is sort of sending you on this mission, not with her father's blessing, who's in Pertinos and is the leader of the elf territory.
And I also may or may not like to go back to Pertinos. You know.
So yeah, and so there's sort of things in between those few basic routes. So
Well,
discuss.
surely, Tyria, that this is official church business, and you must be worth the 60 gold for us to cross through the direct route to get there as soon as possible.
She sort of looks at you and looks at Anya, and Anya says, "This is not official business." I can assure you you'll be helped once you get there, but that's about the best I can do. We are friends with, and I have to remember her name, but whoever the leader is up there. I mean, we're helping her out. She'll help you, I'm sure. But,
So are you saying we shouldn't be doubting who we're helping out here?
Tyria says, "I don't think much bad will come of it, but I'd prefer it didn't get back to my father."
I'm sure we can manage that.
So what you're saying is you want us to keep this a secret for you?
It'd be nice.
60
So
gold,
going on
nice.
this secret mission we can't tell anyone about for you.
Well, me and Tiniel and some other high-ranking people in the Church of Innis, but not officially. But we think it's a good idea.
But you guys can't give us enough to get across the border and get this done quickly.
You can just go through the wood. It'll only slow you by a day.
I mean, hey. I mean, what source could happen in a day, right? I'm sure nothing bad could happen in that day.
She looks and says, "Look, I think if something bad was going to happen to Liriana, it probably already has."
I'm not here to try to exploit the money out of you. I'll cover our group's fee through the neutral territory if we need to. I saw what happened at Respite, though, and I'd probably move quicker than...
Well, I'm fine with going through the woods.
I'm totally fine with exploiting. What?
I'm not fine with exploiting. I'm fine with someone paying for it, though. Someone, not me.
Tyria, sighs, and she points at Fallon's breastplate, and she points at your armor, and says, "I helped."
Oh,
I point at my armor.
Yeah, that's why
I kind of speak back up and be like, I didn't mean to bring this to a boiling point, too. I wasn't at the market. I was not there for the help. I was just asking whether our expenses would be covered or not.
Yeah, she says, "Unfortunately, my pockets are deep, but they're not infinite."
Like I said, I'll cover our expenses through the neutral territory.
Add it deep. I mean,
I'm not a rich man, but I have enough for now, and I trust
buy my own armor.
If we can succeed in whatever we're doing, you and I can come to some sort of arrangement in time.
I'm all for heading through the neutral territory, and I'm also willing to help fund all of us.
Yeah, I'm willing to be, pay my part.
I'm willing to be funded, and I just kind of lean back.
I'm going to smack him on the back of the head and tell that he's also willing to pay his part.
You'll have to pick another spot. It's calloused over back there.
Okay, kidding me.
I will note, guys, just so you know, going through the wood is a little bit harder. That said, well, Fallon, I'll let you say however much you want to say. Also, it really isn't significantly more indirect through the wood. Actually, when I said a day, it's really not. It's really almost the same speed. The main thing is just that you know, there are more things in the wood, it might be more dangerous. But
I was trying to get some extra money out of what's her face. I didn't really.
I'll just put it to you guys this way. We got experience in the woods. One with
Well,
woods.
I mean,
so
welcome to the group.
I feel like that.
You know.
That's my preference.
And didn't the part of the woods take us past Respite, which I don't particularly want to go by again.
I do.
so the direct route either through the neutral territory or the wood would take you past that. You could go off the path though and just go through a meadow. It'd be like high grasses that you would have to go through for a bit, but it wouldn't slow you down that much.
No!
I
what's
think we
wrong
also
with
forgot
cutting-
to mention that the last time we walked through the high grasses, the grasses rose up and attacked us. That was before the zombie attack.
What's wrong with going through Respite? Didn't you guys say everything there was dead anyway?
Well, it was dead, but then it came back.
Dead until it attacked us.
We'll just keep stabbing a lot.
Which means you dealt with the dead and then not dead population.
I mean,
no, we ran.
I vote for just going through Respite because it seems either way, through or around, we're gonna get attacked. We might find some cool stuff if you go through it.
Well,
yeah, as long as we're not going through Pertina's, I'm down for anything.
I mean, someone apparently left some gold there. I don't know why they do that, but
that money
because
belongs to the church.
because not everyone is Jewish.
What church? What? Everything's dead. That money's going to no one. It's just sitting there.
Well, I mean, I guess you have a
zombies
point.
might have.
Yeah, although they might actually need something, so.
I also thought it'd be nice to visit Lake Sun on our way past the neutral territory. I've never been there myself.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Yeah, I don't know whether King's been there or not. Probably not.
I don't know.
It's expensive
I
to
still
get
say it anyway, even if I have no idea.
Yeah.
Having no idea.
No, for sure, you can say it. I was just musing to myself.
Neutral territory is boring. Besides, they're gonna charge us money to pass through that borders. That's stupid. They should be glad that we wanted to go through their stupid land.
Sounds like the majority of people want neutral territory.
I want to explore because this is the
I
first
want to go to Respite.
home.
Yeah, but I'm feeling like you shouldn't have a say.
When have I ever steered us wrong, guys?
We literally met this morning.
And I haven't made a bad decision since you met me.
I spent about
all of them.
Many times.
And it
I
seemed
mean,
yes. You were tied to another person when I met you.
For the record, only
meeting you was a bad
knows
decision.
about my fuck up. Like,
oh yeah,
okay.
You were tied to another person when I met
and I
you.
just say, how many of I say show of hands, who has slapped him on the back of the head today?
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree. Meeting you was a
Tyria
mistake.
raises her hand and says, "Well, it was his back."
Also, could we please stop hitting me? Like, just for future reference, just enough with the abuse.
No.
At this point, you
I'm going
feel
to
a slap like on your elbow, and you look down and you see Corin, and except he's like looking away.
Yeah.
Who's Corin again?
He's the gnome.
The gnome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
he's the wizard gnome.
Yes, the best gnome.
So I can't stab him in the face. All right.
Yeah.
I just kind of look at him with like a death glare at him.
He's just looking away and smiling, looking around the room.
So where are we going, guys?
Sounds like neutral territory.
I thought everyone was trying to say, respite. I mean, don't you want to go to respite, buddy? You're a paladin, right? You like to cleanse undead stuff, right?
No. I mean, kind of yes, but no.
Rope buddy?
Yes.
So
But
it sounds like you're getting tied to him, so it's wherever he goes.
I try to like pull
Yes.
the rope like towards like my side of the argument.
So it sounds like this is a discussion.
yeah, your side of the argument where you're alone.
I
So it
still try to pull
sounds
the
like the
rope to my
discussion
side of the argument.
is-
Like
Oh.
I'm just pulling on the rope.
Where does Johan? Where
Can
does
I
he want
just
to go?
pick him up and just start walking towards wherever the hell we're going?
I mean, like, it's getting towards late evening now. Presumably, you'll want to leave in the morning.
So I can pick him up and start walking towards bed.
Yeah, you could.
I don't feel.
At some
I'm
point,
going-
it might be
I'm-
nice to hear the consensus on where your party's going.
I might
but you
be
can go
leaving
to
him
bed.
into his own room. Yes.
I need adult.
Okay.
I'm just going to, carry him to his room and leave the adults to talk about where the hell we're going
Okay.
and how the fuck are we
On
going
your
to
way
get
out,
there.
just, Johan, are you okay with any of the paths?
Anything except Pertinas. Yes.
Okay.
He's the only one I know.
Have a good night, Johan.
Oh, I'm just putting Kane to bed and then
We're tied
I'm coming
together.
back down.
And
Okay.
wait. Can I resist this picking up? I'm
Yeah, absolutely.
down for this.
Wait, let me
Okay.
see. How are you resisting Kane? Are you like punching and
Just-
clawing?
well,
and
just,
stuff,
like,
or are you just
avoiding,
trying to break
like-
free? Oh, you're just trying to avoid getting picked up. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me see here. Johan Athletics, Kane Acrobatics.
Woo.
Oh god.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh man.
All right. Yeah. So Kane, you know, like this is your rope buddy. You grin. You start ducking from side to side as he tries to grab you, but then finally, whoomp, two big arms grab around you. He
Can-
picks you up and throws you over his shoulder. You
Can
sort
I
of, like,
can I
beat-
just
go ahead?
can I just like I'm gonna let's like untie the rope and then float into the air.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. No, he's holding you. So Johan.
He said he tossed you over the shoulder. Like that's not that would seem like
Well,
not like a tight
Okay,
hold.
I don't want to force him into that. So Johan, you grab a hold of Kane. What do you do?
I grab a hold of Kane and I just start walking, holding him because I know he's a slippery little bastard. I just hold him and start walking towards his room.
Okay. Kane.
Can I just hold it? Can I try and levitate anyway with him attached to me?
Sure. You want to do
All
that?
right. I just levitate like above everyone with him attached to
Doesn't
me.
that just
All
doesn't
right,
that
just
just
a
make
second.
it
I have
far
to- I have
easier
to-
for me to carry him?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah,
look
no,
up levitation real quick.
we're both in the air now. Like,
Oh,
No, no,
balloon.
it just is.
Doesn't it just mean you get lighter, and it makes it easier for me to
wait,
carry
do I
you?
not understand how this spell works? Or not even a spell. It's
Who
like
are
a
you casting?
Pokemon.
What are you casting levitate on?
I can. Okay, no, I can cast levitate.
Oh wait, or is it self only? It might be self only.
No, it's just I can cast
Self-
levitate once.
Yeah, but I need to actually check the rules for your Genasi ability because I don't know.
No, I copy pasted it from Genasi. It just says I can cast levitate once with this trait.
Okay.
That's just what it says. Doesn't say any restrictions on who.
Okay, I mean, if that's the case, you can cast it on a creature or object. So,
So I can't just do both of us.
correct.
Dang it. Can I just want to try to break this whole. I don't want to go to bed.
You're
It's too
going to bed right now, young sir, young mister, and while the adults talk about business. I don't know why I'm there too, but I mean, I seem to be not trying to exploit anyone.
I killed more stuff back at the tunnels.
Are you casting levitate?
No,
Okay.
I just say I
Yes,
killed more stuff back in the
so-
tunnels.
So
Yes,
Johan
and?
and Kane walk out of the room having this conversation to each other.
I'm
And
still
now 4
struggling.
of you are left in the room.
Can you
In fairness, Kane, he's presumably eventually going to let go of you. So at that point, you can do what you want.
All right.
Yes.
Can you ping where respite is on the map?
Yeah, it's just gonna be like right about here. It's like
Okay.
like the road. There are sort of two roads out of Rampart. One of them sort of winds up this direction, and the other one goes over, right the way I drew that long path. So the road to respite would go northwest.
I'll turn to the rest of the group who's still there and say, I'm all for dancing kind of around respite and through the neutral territory.
Agreed.
I figure if we're gonna find trouble at the end of the road, maybe we don't want any in the middle. But I don't know the Perlin Woods very well, so maybe someone has a better idea of what we'll find there.
I think we should just do it. Sounds like fun.
So I'll kind of touch the map and sort of sketch out with the red line. So I say we make our way this way then, and we head out in the morning.
Or it would actually just be even more direct. It would be like the first part of it would be like this. And you just go
I'm just trying to go away from respite.
Oh, I see. You're just trying to go around. Okay, you could.
Yeah.
You could sort of. So you could take the road up, maybe.
Could be even more like that, maybe.
Maybe like this far, and then. Yeah, you could do something like that.
Okay. I don't know how to delete what I drew, but.
Oh no, it's fine. Just leave it for now.
So I just kind of sketch out that with my finger.
And press delete. By the way, is what you do.
Okay. So I kind of just sketch out with that on my finger and say, so is everyone okay with that plan?
Once I've dropped Kane off, I'm going to walk back to the group.
Okay, and shortly after you get back, Kane comes floating in behind you.
Well, I mean, I tried my best.
What?
You're all back
Also,
in the room now.
Am I
Yes.
floating?
Yeah, you're floating.
Yes.
Good.
If I don't hear any objections,
I just look at Johan.
We're going through the Perlin Woods.
no, we won't be going through the Perlin Woods with.
Okay.
If we follow the path here, which I've heard no
The
objections.
red
Oh, just a
line.
little bit at the end.
I prefer the
Follow me.
woods, but sounds like an out.
Yeah, I actually prefer the woods too. They're,
Okay.
they're my home.
So
Or,
then
well,
I
used to
kind
be
of
my home.
trace the map again and just kind of trying to get alignment. So then up through this way.
Yeah, so you could continue. Yeah, or you could even go further west if you wanted to. You could like follow this initial road. Yeah, like that orange line.
Yeah.
And you could sort of continue down this way. You could go like that and just sort of skirt the edge of the neutral territory.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That agreeable to everybody? Any objections?
Guess I know these woods like the back of my own hand, maybe.
All right. So let me make a quick note.
That looks like
That's a good road.
rather ineffective route.
Yes, go
What are you
over
talking
the
about?
mountains, through the lake.
No, see, there's like a valley between those two mountains. So we go through that valley bit, right?
And
This is Kane's proposal. It seems most fun.
This is why.
Can I smack Kane on the back of the head?
Nope, I'm floating.
Yes.
oh, wait a minute.
Yes, you can.
Actually, no. Good point. Make an acrobatics check.
Wait, can I cast jump on him so he can get high enough to do so?
Yes, you can. You make your acrobatics check with advantage.
I dodge the smack.
Make your own acrobatics check. Wait, where were you floating?
Like just above the middle of the room.
Okay, you're not currently braced against anything, so you make your acrobatics check with disadvantage. Interesting. 2 14s.
Why does he get
I
advantage?
gave you advantage, and I gave you disadvantage. You came out the same. Okay, so yeah.
AC attack roll.
So Halil, you sort of tense because you're like, everybody's smacking Kane. I want to smack Kane too. And then then Alistair, you sort of get a sense for what Halil's doing, and you're like, yes, I want to encourage this. So you touch him, and suddenly Halil, you feel like you could go all the way across the room in a single bound. So you jump off, but you know what? You jumped off like a little bit harder than you meant to. You're not used to having a jump spell cast on you. So you almost slap Kane on the head. You actually wind up like slapping him awkwardly across the neck, and your hand sort of like draws back away, and you've got
Can I? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no,
Can I
your hand
snap
sort
in
of comes
response?
back with like Kane sweat on it.
How high
Okay,
up is
Kane.
it?
Let me see. Make an attack roll.
Sweet.
Yeah.
This won't be damage, but I just want to see if you hit in this awkward situation.
I just roll a d20. Is there a way to just like attack?
Yeah, roll a d20 and add your dex
Dex?
and your proficiency.
Shouldn't it be strength?
Well, no, he's just trying to slap him though. He's not actually trying to hit him. He doesn't really care how hard he hits.
His hands are a finesse weapon.
In this case,
Oh no, I'm
yes.
decent finesse.
Yeah, normally a punch would be strength, yes, but since he's not actually trying to do damage,
Oh,
I believe your AC is 17.
yes.
Okay, yeah. So
Is this the
Kane-
first time you've been hit?
So
Yes, but it's,
Oh yes.
nothing hit me before.
So Halil, as your
No.
hand comes back, and you are like, ew, Kane. Kane's hand comes and just comes across the side of your face, and you're like, I'm not touching Kane ever again. And
I do like back.
and you fall back to the ground and land on your feet. All right. Anything else at this little evening powwow? This is probably, everyone's in the room.
I just say 1v1, bro.
What?
I just say 1v1, bro. But in like,
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I say 1v1 me, bro. But like in the most like D&D like sounding way.
1v1 me, bruh.
All right. So unless anyone else has something that they want to do, I'm gonna just say that after a bit of squabbling like children, you all make your way to bed. Eventually, you hang out. You may talk some more. Anyone have anything concerns that you want to do?
I'm just
hit
gonna
up
stay hoot for a while.
Fallon, sorry.
I'm gonna hit up some gnome salts.
Okay. Yeah, so, you sort of go back to your room and do that, and actually...
I blow smoke rings and Colleen. So are we in the same room?
Roll it, yeah, you would be back in the same area, although maybe you step outside, if you wanted to do that. Do you want to step outside?
Sure.
Okay, roll a d20.
Had to... Oh, just roll.
Yep, just roll 1d20. Okay.
Go.
So yeah, you go outside and you light up, and you get the usual sense of elation, relaxation, calmness. You do see, you look out sort of at the market that you came from, and the buildings like seem to ripple, and they actually turn into like trees and reeds and snakes. As you look out at them, you just get these strange visions, but the calm, the peace, the happiness, the sense of collection is just all there, and you ride it out nice and smooth. You go in and you crash into your bed. All right. Johan is passed out. Anyone else? Anything?
Are there any of the junior priests around?
Sure.
I ask, is the head priest still up at this hour?
Yes, I believe so. He might be in his office or in his quarters. You're talking to Tomas again.
Tomas. Where would his office be? I'd like to go speak with him.
Sure, I can take you, I think. And he takes you back to, remember when you got to that door that you couldn't open?
Yeah.
He walks up that way.
Oh my god.
And he says, "Wait here." And then he goes into the door. For the record, do you wait there?
Yeah, I wait.
Okay.
I listen to like how far he goes.
Yeah. Okay. Give me perception.
Boom. Give me something good. Dice gods.
Okay. Yeah, you hear him
Yay.
walk down the hallway. He maybe got like 10, 15 feet, something like that. Like, his steps got quieter, but certainly not out of earshot. You hear him knock on a door. You hear some low words exchanged. And then a moment later, Astvar Hemlock opens the door and says, "Please, come in, come in." Assuming you follow him, he'll take you to what is very clearly his office. Actually, you walk in, you see just a simple wooden desk, a couple bookshelves, a small table with a couple chairs by it. There's some like writing parchment and stuff on the desk, but not too much else.
So is there anywhere that would keep large sums of money?
He looks at you.
I don't say that out loud. I'm looking around.
Oh, you're looking around.
I'm looking. I'm talking. I don't just walk in and say, "Where do you keep your money?"
Sorry, I got confused. You'll understand something about me eventually. I'm willing to accept very ridiculous ideas, so if you're not exact with what you say, I might get confused.
Oh no, that's great. I'll be specific to who I'm talking to in the future.
Yeah, all right. Give me perception again.
All right. Oh my god.
No.
Nothing looks like. Okay.
You
I could just not notice.
I mean, like, maybe in the desk, you know that sometimes there are, like, hidden compartments places. Like, you know that these things are possibilities, but you don't see anything that would give such a location away.
Alright. Well, anyway. What was the head guy's name again?
Astvar.
Asfar?
Yep.
Okay. What do you call a priest? Sir, Father Hasfar?
Oh, it'd be Hemlock.
Hemlock Hasfar?
You could call him Father Hemlock.
Father Hemlock. I don't know his full name.
And he looks at you and he says, "Oh, please, just call me Astvar."
Oh, Asfar.
Yeah, not Asfar. Although it does sound like that.
Astvar. Okay.
If you want to call him Asfar behind his back, go for it.
Athvar. All right. Athvar.
Admiral Athvar. All right.
It's a trap. I'd like to thank you for for giving us place to sleep and all that food from this morning. That was quite a bit of food. Like, where do you keep all that food? That seems like a lot for such a. I mean, this is a modest church, I would say, but that was quite a bit of food you had.
Yes, but quite a bit of our money goes into helping people, and quite often that entails having a good bit of food around. So, this morning and this evening, it was for you.
All right. Well, again, I
particular?
I just wanted to thank you. It seems we'll be heading out tomorrow, so
oh well, you're welcome.
I'm heading. I'm going to sleep. Don't overwork yourself now. Make sure you get plenty of rest.
He looks at you, mulling over the phrase, "I'll make sure you get plenty of rest."
No, I tell him to make sure to get plenty of rest,
sure.
I'll make sure.
Okay.
I'm not.
Right. Okay, he doesn't do that then. All right. He looks at you and says, "Okay, excellent. Good luck."
All right. How far was my door from those steps?
Down the stairs and then maybe like 15 feet down the hallway.
All right. So yeah, I just head back to my room, but not going to sleep. I'm just keeping my ears peeled. Just to see if I can tell when he leaves his office.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Okay. You do, you listen closely as you're like minding your own business down in your room, and you do hear an occasional creak of the floor upstairs, but it's kind of hard to tell exactly what people are doing up there.
All right. I'll take a short rest and just try and get up early again tomorrow before everyone else.
Okay. Give me a Constitution check.
Did it? What happened? Didn't go through. There you go.
Okay. All right. You'll be able to wake up early. Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Come on, guys. I'm like your favorite, right? Nah, you'll be asleep.
I'm reading your comment, Johan, and presumably you just passed out. Half elves.
Oh yeah,
sleep
no.
normally,
This
so.
is, I'm passed out. This is just hypothetical.
Yeah.
If I happen to walk in on him stealing, I may or may not like that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, y'all gonna be asleep. No one will be the wiser, you know.
So is everyone else just going to bed, or is anyone else?
I'm going out on my restless late night walks.
Okay.
So,
I mean, happily, you're an elf. You only need 4 hours, so you
I'm
can
not,
do
though.
that.
Stop mitigating.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else from
The question is, how much should I take though? Like, I don't take all of it because I'll be obvious.
We fast forward to the morning then. Well, actually, no. I do want to figure out one thing first. So my question is, how many days of rations is everybody carrying?
I have no idea. I still have all 5 of mine, actually.
How many will you let me get away with?
Well, so the question is, none of you specifically said that you were carrying more. And so I'm just figuring out how many is in your packs. So
Did you say standard was like 5 days?
It depends on your pack.
I'm fairly certain I still have 5 days worth of rations that Anna packed like a month ago, and somehow they're still fresh.
Well,
I also have 5 days of rations.
I'm assuming that you would have refilled your basic pack while you were in the city.
Oh, of course, yes.
I still have mine because I ate all of the other guy's food.
Well, okay, let me just see.
Oh yeah, you were eating my sandwiches, weren't you?
No, not you, the other guy.
No, I'm fairly certain I actually gave you a sandwich.
Did you give me a sandwich?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I ate the other guys. Oh yeah, I ate both of your foods. Yeah.
Okay, so
I just ate everyone else's food but mine.
Fucking freeloader.
Kane has 5. Johan, do you know what kind of pack you have? Is it Dungeoneers?
Fairly certain it's Explorers or Priests. Give me a second.
Okay, yeah, it's Explorers, I think. So that's 10.
Yep, Explorers.
Fowlin.
Oh, I have 10.
What do you have?
Yeah.
Dungeon pack.
Okay, so you're 10 as well. Alistair.
Dungeon.
Yep, so you're 10. And Colleen.
Those Explorers.
Okay, so you're 10. And Haleo.
I can't find it anymore.
Oh yeah, you're 10 also. Okay, so you're all 10 except for Kane. So this,
I don't want to starve.
So this is just a note. Okay, so given the path that you're taking,
it's dungeon, yeah.
Most of you can carry enough food with you for the trip, and you have the promise of being resupplied once you get there. Kane, you do not normally carry that much food, so. The others actually have more than enough given the route that you're taking. If you go at a normal pace, it's about a 1-week trip. So maybe you can ask for food. I just wanted to establish that before he went. Okay. So yeah, so you go to sleep. Kane, what time did you want to wake up?
Let's say like 3.
Okay. And yeah, on a 19, I'll let you do that. So that'll not be quite a full night's sleep. You'll have to go back to bed after this.
Cool.
But then it will
That's
be. So yeah, you wake up in the middle of the night. What are you doing?
I listen to see if I hear any movement going about in the church.
Perception.
All right, give me that natural 20.
Nope, you don't hear any movement.
I got it, but all right, I'm gonna go for it anyway. It's 3 in the morning. All right, so I quietly sneak out the room, and go up to that other door, and try and pick the lock again. If it's still locked, I'm gonna try it first.
Yeah, it's still locked. So
Okay.
go ahead and make a check with thieves' tools. Yeah, like the problem before was you were trying to do it too late in the morning. You're not awake after you've had that much sleep. This time, 3 in the morning, it's your element. Bink, pop it right open, and it barely even makes a sound.
All right. I go to the door I go to the office, the head priest's office, and press my ear to the door and see if I can hear anything coming out of there.
Okay, just a second. Okay. So many checks. Make another perception check.
Okay. I'm also trying to be very sneaky this whole time, in case anyone is awake.
Oh yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check too, just for general stealthiness.
All right. Where's perception at? Perception.
Okay.
And then still, oh my god.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk up to the door, and press your ear to it, and you don't hear anything.
Is the door unlocked?
You try the door. It is locked.
It's also locked. With these double locks. All right, pick this lock too.
Okay, go for it.
For fuck's sake.
And you try at it, and actually, as you're doing it, you're having more and more trouble. You're getting more and more frustrated. These stupid doors, they keep locking every door. Why does everyone lock their doors? And then you listen and realize that you've started scratching at the metal really loudly.
All right, I go back to bed.
Okay.
I'm not gonna press my luck here.
Okay.
'Cause if I get caught, shit will hit the fan.
And actually, go ahead and roll 1d20. Okay. Fallon, unfortunately, he didn't roll a 1, so I'm not going to do what you said.
What did Fallon say?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what he said.
Fallon, what'd you say?
You can always watch the stream later and see what he said.
Oh shit, I can't I?
But anyways, so yeah, you make it back and you go back to bed.
That would have been a great way to get caught. Oh, I looked at the stream. I had it open still.
Ah.
All right. So yeah. So finally, normal morning time comes. Halil and Colleen, have both been up for a little while because they don't need to sleep as long. Haleil's been sort of walking and just enjoying the early morning air, perhaps. Colleen, maybe some of the same. Maybe eventually came back and greeted her friend after he woke up. And then you all, sort of make your way to your favorite room in the church, get one more super fancy fun breakfast, and are all ready to take off. So,
I take a napkin.
Okay.
Is it multiple napkins?
Sure.
And I just wrap the food in the napkins
Okay.
and put them in my pack.
All right, so wait, let me see here. You are currently carrying 38 pounds of stuff. So yeah, you can do that.
Alright.
And do you want to hide the fact that you're doing this, or do you want to just do it?
No, I just start wrapping it in napkins and taking the food with me.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hide it.
Yep, and people see what you're doing, but they're like, yeah, go ahead. So you get 2 extra days food, probably enough for the journey.
Ooh, 2 days leftovers.
Yep. You may want to eat that first so it doesn't go bad, but yeah, you should be good.
Oh, yeah. I'm putting that as a separate thing in my inventory.
All right. I mean, basically, I'm just going to, if you guys don't get seriously delayed for some reason, I'm going to assume you have enough food, is how I'm going to do it. So, yeah. So, anything else? You're just taking off out of the city and going down your chosen route. All right. So yeah. So you bid adieu to everybody. Colleen, you go say goodbye to Dwelig. And he says, "I've been thinking about what you said, Colleen. I'm gonna find some way to make something out of this. I think I've had enough of living off the street in Tindas."
Good for you, Dwelling.
And he gives you a hug. All right, and you all take off out of the city. So let me see here. Yeah, so you take off, heading mostly north, a little bit west. The morning is pretty easy, but as the day gets a little bit older, you notice that it's unusually hot. Normal temperature for this region. And I should say, by the way, so one little interesting tidbit about this island. Although the climate is incredibly varied for how small of a place it is, it doesn't have normal seasons because it just interacts pretty much the same with the world around it all the year round. So for instance, like the farmers would be dividing up their territory into different regions and, growing crops on like a quarter of their land at a time. So they have harvests all throughout the year. And Fallon, I haven't actually seen Game of Thrones, but maybe if what I'm describing sounds like that, then sure. So anyway, suffice to say, like, your expectation of this region is that the temperature should be somewhere around like 60 Fahrenheit, 15 Celsius. But it's actually significantly hotter than that. It's like 90 Fahrenheit. I think that's like 30 Celsius, something like that. A little bit over 30. So like the sun's beating down on you, Johan, maybe you're regretting the armor just a little bit. Actually, you know what? Make a Constitution saving throw, anybody wearing heavy armor, which I think is just Johan.
I'm wearing black armor.
You are. I'll allow it. Okay, yeah, you're
Okay.
like you're fine. You have the passing thought, like, it'd be more comfortable if I wasn't wearing this, but you're like, I can put up with it. I'm a tough guy. So and you walk throughout the day. We're almost done. You walk throughout the day. There's a light breeze. There's no rain, just the sun pounding down on you. And let me see. So you get a ways north. You get well past, actually, where Respite would be, passing it by on the east. You do move a little bit slower. By the way, I should say, are you trying to walk stealthily, in which case you will move significantly slower, just at a normal pace, or at a fast pace, in which case you would get tired eventually, basically?
We're not going through like the place that makes us pay the
Yeah,
border.
no, you're passing by that. You're going
All
around
right,
that.
then I don't see any reason to try and be stealthy.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, you're going off the road a little bit. So, maybe every once in a while you have to like go around or over a farmer's fence. You might have to like walk through some tall grass, but it's not that big a deal. and you make it like over 20 miles during the day. You get a full day's travel in. And finally, as the sun's starting to set, you start to think we should probably find some place to camp for the night. So given that, give me survival checks all around, anyone who wants to help look for a good place for the night.
There it is.
Anyone else still working on it?
Nope.
I'm kind of
Okay.
giving over to the party here.
Okay.
Kane can give you advice.
Okay, so you sort of start to keep your eye out as the sun is setting, and eventually you find a little copse of trees that forms a bit of a sheltered area, but there's also a bit of an opening in the middle of it where you can, build a fire and probably spend a reasonably comfortable night. And you all settle down there, and that's where we end it.
All right.
Good night, everyone. I need to wake up in 1.5 hours. So
Yeah,
Good luck.
thanks for doing it like a trooper.
yes,
All right.
I'm 30 minutes away from being awake for 24 hours.
Yeah.
What the
By the
hell
way,
am I doing with my life?
Does
Enjoying
anyone,
it.
Does anyone know now if 2 weeks from today is a problem for them?
I have no idea,
I
but
don't
most
know.
likely not.
Don't see a reason to be a problem.
Okay, you can take off. Laugh.
Okay,
Are we
yep.
sleeping next week?
See ya.
Yeah. So basically, next week is a problem for Jato, and I like to take a break every once in a while anyway. We don't have to figure this out now, but I was just asking if anybody knows that 2 weeks from now is a problem for them, because if no one does, then I'll probably take next week off and have our next session in 2 weeks. And I just figured while we had everyone here talking, it might be easy to sort of see where everyone was at.
All right. Well, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here
I also have a question, but announcement first.
Yeah, Radiclus, go ahead.
Sorry, this is kind of random for you guys, but this is awesome that I got to do this tonight because my work went through layoffs yesterday and I made it through.
Oh wow.
Still employed, so very
Nice.
stressful. So nice to hang out and have some chocolate milk.
Yeah, congrats on that. I know that can be really stressful. My sister's work just went through that.
Help the blue guy avoid jail time.
Welcome, bro. All right, guys, it was fun.
Yep.
Yeah, Casey, why did they I was not expecting to get like a bunch of extra guards and then like handcuffed. I was like thinking I could probably get away from them.
Yeah,
And then you just like nope.
Yeah, you were in the nice part of the city, and I'm vindictive. I mean, stealing people's a hard life, man.
But see, he still had all his money. See,
So
and I'd be damned if I was gonna pay to be accused of a crime that was not committed.
well, it was committed, then it was uncommitted.
So 1 minus 1 is 0.
It's true. Well, and I mean, that's why, the guards were like, again, the guards, like, mostly have kind of a boring job, except for the ones who, like, get off on bullying people. So they saw a chance to have some fun, just mess with you some, if nothing else.
Right.
But they knew they would have trouble making it stick since it was, they only had one person claiming what you did to them. It'd be a little bit hard to prove. So, they were maybe trying to make 10 for country and 10 for them, if you will.
I was seriously contemplating stabbing the guy that tackled me
Mm-hmm.
and just running.
Okay.
But I thought that might make things like so much worse
It may.
if I couldn't get away.
It's possible.
Also, the being covered in blood, since he was kind of on top of me from stabbing him.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get dirty.
So I mean, we were in black armor, but still, like, I was trying to think of a way to like, I wanted to get out of it, and then
stained black armor, man.
see, maybe I should have worn the red armor. But see, I was trying to at first see if I could just get out of it, and then I thought, what if I can turn around and make money off of this by accusing him of the crime, since he's the only one that visibly committed a crime.
Now, be glad you got off that easy for crit failing on a pickpocket.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate. But I have one very important question, though.
Oh, wait, I just realized I'm still streaming. I should shut this off.
By Asmo, you suck.
Goodbye.